All right, so here's another video coming out of the Wild Inspiration. Check it out. So a lot of people write to me all the time, Facebook and emails and everything else like that. So what I'm trying to say right now on this video is do not wait until you are on your deathbed to write to me or to start changing your health. Where do I start? I mean, one of the greatest places that anyone can start is to get a juicer of some type, some kind of cold press. The centrifugals, I started out with those, you know that, but that just puts a lot of oxygen in there and then the juice oxidizes rapidly. Twin gear juicers, single auger juicers, or the Huron slow spin or the Omega slow spin, something that doesn't heat up and put a lot of oxygen into the juice. Where do you start? Just nobody anywhere can drink too much green juice. There's sweeter green juices, there's middle sweet juices, and then there's non-sweet green juices. Learning to make a good variety of all those is really great. When you're in super fit shape like me, you can drink like 32 ounces of orange juice and you're just set. But not a lot of people are like that because orange juice is so cleansing, and there's so much sugar and there's so much fat in the blood and there's so much coagulation from the fried oils and things like that the sugars don't absorb as easily and you get a little bit wonky. Okay, and other people have candida issues and things like that. So what you're focusing on if you're getting started, because there's so many diseases, so many chemicals, so many toxins, so much overweight, joint problems, viral problems, parasites, so many different, the accumulation of heavy metals is another thing that's causing a lot of autism and Alzheimer's. You hear me talking about this stuff. So if you want to start the process, you need to get a juicer. I just think that's such a great way to go because it's an easy way to saturate your body. If we lived in nature and we weren't going 10,000 million miles a second with all the technology and all the 9 to 5 and the whole economic slavery thing, just running, stressed out, then we would be able to slow down and chill out, and we wouldn't necessarily maybe need tools like the juicer. But you're running through this life and you're a soccer mom and you're busy, and right now people are dehydrated and they're mineral deficient because the minerals are what are going to create electricity in your body, okay? And the alkaline minerals like calcium and magnesium, calcium is more plentiful than magnesium. There's probably a 95% magnesium deficiency. Parsley, cilantro, dandelion, fennel, dill, herbs, green plant foods are your medicine, and fruit are your foods. Okay, and that's what's going to cleanse you out. That's what's going to open up and get the lymphatic system moving, because the lymphatic system gets sticky from the cooked foods, from the fried foods, from the animal products. There's two great food groups for human beings who are needing to lose weight and eliminate disease conditions and use food as medicine. And that is going to be the fruits as your food and cleansers, like oranges and lemons and limes are amazing solvents. Strawberries and all the other berries are tonifying for all the glands and have a great mineral content. The herbs are to neutralize the acid waste which is built up. I mean, the body puts up these protective layers of years and years of onslaught from vaccines and chemtrails and the pesticides in food and so many different things in our society. Collectively, we are insane and we need to wake up. Now, individually, you can wake up to it all and be like, I'm not drinking the water, I'm not eating the food, and I'm going to go somewhere where the air is fresh. And individually, I can come to a place where it's about as close as you can get. Now, the rest of y'all are going to have to be savvy like I was on the mainland, and you're going to have to be chelating as much as possible. The covered skins of the fruits, watermelons, inside the watermelon is purity, because the watermelon stem, purifies the water. And so what's inside those hard covered fruits? Bananas are good, avocados are good, and less good are the strawberries and things like that, because they don't have that protective coating. So you need to make sure you're getting organic food. Otherwise, you're just getting more pesticides and it's not worth it. So you want to get organic food, and you want to, when you begin this process, you want to do the best you can to get those protected fruits like oranges, very protected. Inside there is purity. And you need that living water that's pure to wash away all the chemicals and all the acids and all the toxins and all the mucus that's making you fat and sick and tired and crazy and depressed and hyperactive or underactive. It's like people are like wired and exhausted at the same time, you know what I mean? And it takes us a while to get balanced out. So I'm not going to make it too long of a video, but where to get started, and then some nuggets on you to don't wait to start. Start now. Everybody share this video and like start now getting yourself healthy. If you're 17 years old and you think you've got the world by the balls, let me tell you something. You go ahead and do what you do and drink and have excessive sex with all these women and go out and party and smoke weed and do cocaine and eat too much and not worry about it because you think you're invincible. But I guarantee you 25, 30 starts rolling around, you're going to start feeling it in your joints. So don't be foolish and start right now. I never had no teachers. I never had no wisdom until I was 26 years old and read the Essene Gospel of Peace and completely started the I didn't even start. I mean, I went raw that night. So I'm the type of dude that if I hear about raw food, one day it's like eat the living food and the same will quicken you. Eat the living food and you will come to life. I ain't no dummy. I went raw that day. I lived on spinach salads for the first 2 years because I didn't even know how to do anything. I soaked sunflower seeds and made spinach salads and ate fruit. And I ate a lot of weird other stuff and I had all these cravings and I had a long, hard road ahead of me. But I was on point because I was going to do what that book said, which was get to 100% living foods. Almost 16 years later, let me tell you something. I made a very good choice that day. Don't wait until you're in the hospital dying of some disease. 20 years ago, you should have started thinking about this stuff and alkalinizing yourself and hydrating yourself. Drink as much green juice as you possibly can. You can't drink too much. Cucumbers and celery and apples and oranges and watermelon with lemon, and you're getting hydrated with pure water, and then you're going to start dispersing and dissolving all those accumulations that are making you sick. And as you get more and more sophisticated and you learn more and more, you learn how to use the herbs to neutralize the acid wastes and carry them out of the body, to neutralize the toxins, to neutralize the heavy metals. You loosen them up and you wash them out and you sweat and you get in the sun and you get as much fresh air. I've said the same thing over and over again, nothing new under the sun, but the truth is the truth. I mean, it's a lot more simple than that. The most important thing is to get alkalized, hydrated, energized, mineralized, and then mitigate stress, minimize stress, get to bed on time, get to bed. Human beings went to sleep 30 to 45 minutes after the sun was down. Melatonin would kick into your brain and you'd be out. Then you'd be up at 4 in the morning with the roosters ready to rock and roll. But what do? We stay up all night, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and then we get up at 7, 8, or 9 o'clock in the morning. We're just off schedule. That's not always 100% true, but there is some truth to the cycles of nature and how humans operate within the light and the dark of the day. Go to bed at night and turn off all the lights and get a deep, restful sleep. The best sleep is between 10 and 2. That's the most refreshing sleep. You get the best sleep when your stomach is empty. So try to eat at least a couple hours before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? And then just get into the habit of going to bed on a semi-empty stomach, not a starving stomach, but just you want to make sure you've digested your food for a couple of hours so you have deep, restful sleep, because if you don't, then you'll be digesting food all night and you'll be spending your vital force on digestion when really that vital force is better used for a repair, emotional repair, mental repair. If you're an athlete, then it's physical repair, and you need that time. So keep on going down this path of purifying your emotions, clarifying your mind. Think about the long term and the most high level of water fasting. Just think about that and go out there and find some books. Paul Bragg, Arnold Ehret, and Stephen Herod Buhner, and Herbert Shelton, and learn about water fasting and get that. It's like, oh, okay, this is safe. Like, you know, it's safe. I mean, it's very safe. You need some help in the beginning, but pretty soon you're like, okay, you understand a lot of things about water fasting. If you're not there yet, of course, which about 98% of the people aren't, but if you're not there, you start on the process of the fruits and the vegetables, and if you have sugar issues, you just start with the tender, leafy vegetables, and you eat humongous salads. You don't just try to eat like one little tiny handful of salad and then write me and say, I'm starving, Dan McDonald. You need to eat like a gorilla. A big ass salad like that with tomatoes and 2 pints of tomatoes and like 4 cucumbers and then just squeeze like lime over the top. If you need a little sea salt to keep yourself going, then you use a little bit of that. Shred some carrots on there, beets, and start moving in the direction of these living foods that are fresh. Okay, so if you've made it this far in the video, I have several programs. Right now, one place to get started on a health food diet is probably the single best thing that I have to offer right now, and that's the 30-day Living Foods Transformational Program. Okay, so it's all laid out. I mean, an 8th grader could do this and succeed. A little bit of learning in the kitchen is all you're going to have to do. How to learn how to use the tools and to get into the habit of making living foods like juices and salads and these entrees and stuff. But go up to scale. Go higher on the liquids. That's what I'm talking about for everybody who's just getting started. Liquid, high water fruits. What are you doing when you cook everything? You cook all the goodness right out of it. And the world is blind to it, and gluttony is overtaken, and pleasure reigns supreme, and the joy of life is diminished by eating of the dead food, and we don't know what it's like to feel alive or connected to nature. But we want to eat those high water foods. So it's like fruits and vegetables with all the water in it, not cooked out, not steamed out, although steamed vegetables are pretty cool in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? If you're just getting started, hydrate. And if you start with the juices and the fruit, and if you start tripping, nothing too transitional about using some steamed broccoli and some steamed beets and steamed carrots and steamed zucchini, steamed cauliflower. Who doesn't love steamed cauliflower and broccoli? You know what I'm saying? And use those foods and steam them as little as you can, you know, to save as much of that living fiber. The more that you heat up the cellulose in those plant foods, the less electrical brooming activity that it's got to sweep through. That's another benefit of the living foods. So I got the 30-day Living Foods Transformational Program. That's going to make it super easy. There's like 100 juice recipes in there. And it's like, okay, boom. And all the recipes in that book will tell you what the benefits are. Right there, it says liver, boom, kidneys, boom, skin, boom, hair, boom, eyes, all laid out right there for you. Amazing stuff. Exercise program, meal planner, the whole 9. Simple. How do you get started? And then you start. And it's a transitional program because 98% of the people in my real life and the people that watch me online, I know, are just getting started. Everyone's just getting started, and everyone else went back to cooked foods, and anyone stayed on the living foods path because it's too hard. Well, no, it's not too hard. You've got to face your emotions. You got to face your mind. You got to change your mind. You got to keep adapting and evolving and growing. And that's what this life is about, not going back or staying the same so that you can make everyone else comfortable. Shine your light. And the way you do that is by absorbing the living life force in the foods. And that's going to be cucumbers and oranges and grapes are an amazing food. And those will wash you clean and energize you and purify you. And they vibrate high. You're looking for locally grown foods, freshly picked. As freshly picked as you can. You go to the store and the kale is like wilty, don't even bother. It doesn't have the life force in it. You want the kale that's snapping. You want the oranges that look fresh. You will learn to locate food that's fresh. There's a shopping guide as well in the 30-day Living Foods Transformational Program, but that's not all that I've got on my website, regenerateyourlife.org. Most of you have seen this, but there's going to be a lot of new people here. That's going to be regenerateyourlife.org, and I've got a lot of online classes that will teach you all the recipes, and I'll be rambling on and on behind the juicer, behind the food processor, and you'll just you have to get this knowledge. This is the knowledge of life. This is the raw, living knowledge of life, and this is where, like I said, 98% of the human beings are falling short. They don't even have the very basis of the whole thing. If you can't feed yourself the living foods, then why would you feed yourself the living knowledge from the books of life? Whatever that is for you, the spiritual books that are going to transform your mind. Why would you listen to the right music? You won't. Why would you watch the right programs? You won't. And you won't be attracted to the information on YouTube. But if you feed yourself the living foods, you'll come to life again in a way, slowly but surely, because I had a lot of crap to trudge through myself, and it's a likelihood that you do too. But what are you going to do? Wait until you're on your deathbed and then write to me and say, oh, Dan, we're all dying and I'm fat and I can't help my husband, he's dying of cancer and everything else, and I'm going to be like, oh my God, I got to make a video that says, do not wait, start now, hydrating, alkalizing, energizing, mineralizing, breathing, sunlight, no stress, no drama. If people are going to bring drama, out. God, bye, yo, out of my scene. I'm not trying to have your drama up in here. I have a focused intent. I love my life. This is my temple. This is my life. It's my holy, I have equanimity, and you're not going to take that away, because if you do, I got to go. So save the drama for your grandmama and get out. Goodbye. If your job sucks, get it on point. Make a new one. Write your stuff down. Believe in yourself. Believe in your vision. Hold your vision. Keep it. I have held this vision when all hell broke loose, and I couldn't even believe in myself. It was the only thing I had. This living foods, this fasting. I got to cleanse myself out when the world was calling me nuts. But now I see that I wasn't the one who was nuts. I should never have doubted myself, and you shouldn't doubt yourself either if you're resonating with the quality of this content on this video, because I'm serious about it. Because I know my joints are way better. I've busted both my knees, both my shoulders, and it's all coming back to life slowly but surely through fasting and deep mineralization and learning how to rest and learning how to get my mind right and practicing so many different techniques of how to get my brain to function properly in any way that I want it to. And so there's all these different things to wake up your mind. So meditation is amazing. Stretch out and do yoga. But the main thing that I wanted to mention in this video, because I'm a long-winded son of a gun and I want to get you caught up on where we're at here, is to get hydrated, get alkalinized, get a juicer. If you don't have a juicer, the blender's not the same thing. I like to make dressings and yogurts, but when it comes to smoothies, it's not the same thing. The juices go right into your blood. The hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, the chlorophyll, and it just neutralizes all those essential oils and all those phytonutrients that are all the colors in the skin. Those just, what do you want? Do you want to look like a dead pile of white rice with a bunch of deep fried vegetables and some cheap, low grade, crappy oil that's clogging up your lymphatic system, your liver and your gallbladder, and your doctor says, we got to cut your gallbladder out. You need your gallbladder. Don't cut anything. Don't cut anything. Don't listen to anyone that tells you to cut your penis. Don't listen to anyone that tells you to cut your colon. Don't listen to anyone. Clean it out. Don't cut it out. You understand? Be responsible for yourself and your life. You can't just eat yourself to death and then expect your doctor to cut all your organs out, because it's going to get worse and worse. You lose your gallbladder, it does get worse. Every person knows that. Your stomach, same thing. You get that stapled, you didn't really solve the underlying issue. We're getting to solving the underlying issues, and that takes responsibility. So I don't anticipate a lot of people really being able to pick up on this. It takes a certain high level of frequency and integrity and awareness to be able to tap into this kind of thing and be 100% responsible for using the creative life force energy in a positive way to make your life the way you want it without blaming anyone, the government, or anything else. So I know I went on a ramble. Please, for the love of God, start today. Get yourself on the green juice. Get yourself on the fruit. Eat the living foods. It is the way to stay young and flexible and healthy. And I've never heard of anyone curing themselves of cancer and diseases on a cooked food diet. All the places all over the world that have any level of success in any way, shape, or form are using the raw living foods, because if you're cooking out the living life force of the living minerals, you're never going to be an electrical being. You are electrical. Your cells are electricity. If you're going to eat food, please make sure that it's high water, filled with minerals, and alive. Okay, that should be enough for now. Go check out my website, regenerate-your-life.org. Pick up the 30-day transition program. Check it out, read it, study it, practice it, do it, and then do it for 30 days, and then do it for 30 more days, and get Detox Mastery. Everyone who ordered the 30-day Living Foods Transformational Program, order Detox Mastery as well, and then correlate those two programs and use Detox Mastery to get yourself, and look at stage 3 of the master. Become a master and move yourself up into that liquid diet. A liquid diet and then 1 meal a day is a great way to live on this planet. I'm telling you, you'll become more efficient. If you spend more time in nature and you get more rest, You won't need to eat as much. You won't be bogged down so much. If you eat the living foods, the microorganisms in your gut are less pathogenic cleanup crew, which messes up your brain and causes you to be all foggy and not be able to see life. But when you have the living foods in your gut and you have the living food microorganisms releasing serotonin and dopamine in your gut and you're feeling good, they're releasing these metabolites and these vitamins, B vitamins, vitamin K, vitamin D, they're releasing all these vitamins into your gut, into your bloodstream, leading to life and health and happiness. I know I get a little bit intense, but people are dying on me, man, and I'm not really into that right now. If you can avoid that, don't wait till the very end. Okay, thank you so much. Man, I'll just do it. I'll just keep doing it until it catches on, you know. Anyways, thank you so much. You know, take care of yourself, man. This is your temple. We are so blessed to be on planet Earth. It's not even a joke. I mean, yeah, it's a transitory experience, but we are so blessed to be here, to have these bodies, to love one another, to serve one another, to become masters in the flesh. That is amazing. That's what you want. You want to become the spiritual master that you are and rise above all the cravings and rise above the titillations and all the so-called pleasures of the world, which are never fulfilled, unending wantingness, draining and leaking your energy. But when you sit and you just feel the epicness of your life and you serve and love others and you make your life a living sacrifice, karma yoga, you'll feel so much satisfaction. You'll want to give and give, and the more generous that you are with your time, your energy, and your money, the more of it will come to you. It opens up the door and in flows, and as much as you give, the universe has to fill in that vacuum. So make generosity your in abundance, and all the other divine virtues, make that your foundation, make that your keystone. Ah, man, I hope this message is getting through, but it's getting through to me because I'm on fire and I'm going to continue to take care of myself and just bail out the ocean one video at a time, one Facebook message at a time, one email at a time, one phone consult at a time. But I really prefer to maximize and streamline, but you going over and getting some of the information products off my website and studying those, because I've been reading the same books over and over again and talking to the same people, and it's like it just keeps me on fire, you know. The great classics of Arnold Ehret and Robert Morse, who's still amongst us, you know, and Hilton Hotema is a brilliant genius, you know, and all these other writers, and Paul Bragg and Patricia Bragg, they had some great books. There's just that, those are some of the keys, and there's so many more. There's so much information out there, but just remember, if you want to get to the highest levels and you want to heal yourself rapidly, the living foods path is what it is all about. Trust me. I'm starting to finally, after 16 years of hard work, get this and understand this and practice this and use this, and it's working for me in a really good way, and I'd love to see you be blessed as well. I'll let you go now, man. I can go on and on forever. It's just sometimes I feel like it's not sinking in, you know what I mean? And for me it was instant, and I've been on fire ever since. So I don't know, you know, hopefully you are ripe and you're ready to grow with this knowledge of the living foods and the hydration and the alkalinity. Get your juicer out, dust it off, educate yourself. It's not even education, it's just common basic sense. Everything that grows on the trees and out of the ground is to be food for you in your life. You can heal yourself. All right, this microphone's about to leave, so it's got the little red light. I gotta go. Aloha, baby. Aloha.